Wisconsin's governor was in Superior today, hoping to find solutions to the state's workforce shortage. Northern News Now's Taryn Simmons was there for the visit. Taryn, what did he have to say?
Dan, Governor Evers visited the University of Superior, Wisconsin today, where he toured the education department and spoke to some high schoolers for the Career Experience Day. He hopes events like these will help get students interested in in-demand careers early on. He also hopes the Wisconsin legislature will eventually take up his proposal to invest $100 million into higher education statewide. About $66 million of that investment would go to the University of Wisconsin. Other funding would go toward helping healthcare workers shortages and nursing educators. Governor Evers asked the Republican-controlled state legislature to consider that plan during a special session, but they gavelled in without taking any meaningful action, according to Evers' office. Governor Evers, a Democrat, is still hopeful this proposal could bring in a new wave of well-supported hard workers.
The future's bright, but we have to make sure that the resources are there for these institutions, whether it's K through 12 or higher education, child care. They've all got to work together.
It's unclear what exactly comes next for the governor's funding proposal. We also reached out to Wisconsin Republicans today, but we have not heard from them back yet.
We're going to stay on top of that story. Thank you, Taryn.